know how robots can see around without having any eyes? Actually, robots cannot see anything, they're hearing everything. And the secret behind this is something called the ultrasound sensor. Hi there, this is Dorsey, and today we're going to talk about an ultrasonic sensor. Ultrasound refers to something that humans cannot usually hear. Humans' ear can hear a frequency around 20,000 Hz. Ultrasound usually has a frequency of 40,000 Hz. And ultrasonic sensor is something that usually use those kind of ultrasound to detect objects and measure the movements. You might have been using those kind of ultrasound sensor in your life without even realize them. Do you know what is the beeping sound when you're reversing your car that avoids you to hit anything? Do you know how does the robotic vacuum cleaner going around your room without getting hit anything? It all comes down with a useful application of ultrasonic sensor. An ultrasonic sensor usually has two parts, the transmitter and the receiver. The transmitter is the part that sends out the ultrasound and let it travel through the air. If the ultrasound wave hits something, it's gonna get bounced back, and the receiver gonna catch the wave that got bounced back from the object. So after the receiver receives the ultrasound that was being bounced back, we can find what is the time. And we know the speed of sound in air, it's around 340 meters per second. Based on the speed and the time, we can now find the distance of the object. But wait a second, the distance we're looking for now, it's going there and back. But we only want one time of the distance. We don't want the way back. So we're gonna divide whatever distance we find by 2 to find the correct distance. But wait a minute, now we know how this sensor works, but how are we gonna do with it? And do you remember the robotics thing we were talking about? How about let's build something that can scan around the room? And that leads me using an Arduino and a servo motor. Servo motor is basically something that can rotate my ultrasound sensor around, so I can go seeing around the room. Let's start the circuit part. Connect the breadboard to the Arduino. Connect it to the servo motor. Connect the sensor. After we connect all the hardware, how are we gonna make this thing work? Now we just need to do a little bit of coding. This is the formula we found earlier. Now let's upload it. Right now we have the whole thing working, but how are we exactly gonna visualize it? How are we gonna see what the sensor is seeing? So that leads me to use a software called Processor. It helps me to create a graph. Let's run it. Now the whole project is finished. Let's see how they work. Basically, right now we just have the simplest model of how an ultrasonic sensor will gonna work, and it has way more application in the world that we can keep exploring. If you're interested in making Arduino projects, just keep following and I will be posting everything I learned.